Shalom, family. All praises to Yahuwah, our Heavenly Father. This is Brother Kuya, and I want to wish everybody a happy new year, Yasharal. Got a new year, new month, new year, so we got to go over a few things to clear some things up from last year. And I really want to give everybody thanks and show my appreciation for stick with me since I've been on this channel. I have a few viewers, a few people that subscribe to the channel, which that's fine because I don't make a lot of videos anyway. But I do want to be consistent with these calendars, and I want to be right. So you will get this from me every month. I'll try to do some calendars in some articles in between the calendars, but I do want to make sure these calendars are right 100%. So as we move on, like I say, this is the first month. It's Abib, and we have some uh, feast days in here that we have to clear up and get straight, and we'll be doing that as we go along. We have, as you know, which I'm gonna hammer it down every month. We have a new moon day, and we have 4 Sabbaths every month. And like we do normally do every month is we go to the previous calendar. We get the previous calendar and take the last 2 weeks of the previous calendar and move those up to the first 2 weeks of the blank calendar. All right. So that way we can stay on course. We won't miss nothing, and we can overlap what we need to overlap at and keep this thing moving. So let's move on from that and see what we get. All right, if you have your calendar from your previous month, we need to get that out. And by the way, if I didn't mention before to the new viewers, we can go to Calendar Labs and download a blank calendar in a way you want to. I like to use this right here to keep it consistent because I distribute the calendars for people that want them. But you can go to Calendar Labs and download a template of the calendar, and you can set it up any way you want to, as long as you get the dates right on it. Um, so I just want to put that out there. But anyway, this week here, from the 12th month, this week here, you see our new moon came out on the 13th of February, right here. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna take this month here and move this up top. This here, this month, this week. We'll take this week and move this up top of the blank calendar. This week here, the bottom week, you just gonna move this up to the second week. If you just could take it with your hand and just sit it right up there, sit it right up there. So this week here to go to the top. This one goes to the top. Boom, because you got your new moon right here. New moon, it's going to go there on the Saturday. And then next week, we'll go right here. All right. If you look at this calendar real good, I made some enhancements on it because the other calendars, depending on the background, it was hard to see those letters. So I made these letters white right here because my eyes are not too good. And my printer is not the best printer in the world. So it made it harder to see, and I didn't know if it was just me or if everybody else was having that problem too. So if anything else that I can do to make these things easier to read or make it better, easy to understand, just let me know. I mean, I have no problem with changing and fixing anything at all, as long as I don't have to change my dates, because my dates are right. But any type of enhancements to make it easier to understand and easier to see or read, just let me know. I'd be glad to fix it. So moving on. Uh, the letters here, this week here was at the bottom, this week here, and so we got New Moon Day is on a Saturday. Okay, the first week we moved from here from the previous week, move it up there. All right, so our New Moon Day will be on a Saturday. This week here came from the previous month. So I just want to fill all of that in. I don't like leaving no blank spaces because we can overlap. This comes from the previous month. This starts off our new month. And notice right here at the bottom I have first month, Abib. All right, February 13th, we're going to moon giant and double check behind ourselves because this month right here has to be right because it's the first month and we got to get it exact. Okay, like I told you before in previous videos, the dark moon right here, which they say is a new moon, that is dark, that is old moon, that is old, that is not new. Okay, that is a dark moon. If you cover this and cover this, both of these right here can look almost the same. So you're gonna have two new moons right here. Is that what we got here? All right. So if it's dark, you can't see it. It's not new if it's dark. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna come over to the next day right here, and we count our days too. We had to count them, and that slither of light should come out that day there on the 12th of February. All right. When it comes out in that evening right there, the evening after you've gotten off from work, you're going to see it. So the next day, boom, is new moon day. This will be Saturday the 13th. All right. That's where you can see more light. That's the light right there. That's going to be day one, which is new moon day. All right. Then you count. And you see now, this is how you count your Sabbath. If you got new moon day, you count the Sabbath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th day is your Sabbath. On February the 20th, we go back to the calendar. This right here will be a Sabbath day. Okay. All right, our second week here, let's say February the 20th will be our first Sabbath because it's going to line up with your new moon. All right. You're going to have new moon and your fourth Sabbath, all of them line up on that Saturday. Okay. So new moon day is not counted as a work day, just new moon day. So you count our days 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The day 7 is your Sabbath day. Okay. Now we cannot forget these other days here, the Pope Greg's days, because we need those days for business wise, work, appointments, children for school, whatever days you need them for. All right. But we have to use these days while we are in the land of our captivity. These days here in the upper right, these are the Yahuwah's calendar days. All right, we need to learn those days to keep up with his Sabbath days and his feast days. All right, so his Sabbath days are at the lower left. I'm sorry, his work days at his lower left. That's where I make them. All right, so we make sure we got to learn. We got to keep up with them. Okay. All right, this particular week here is very important that I may point out something to you. All right, for one thing, it's the third week, and it's the third week is new moon, full moon day. It's a full moon. It's also a regular weekly Sabbath. But here on the 14th day, right here, 14th day at even, that is when we were supposed to kill the Passover. All right. If you look on the internet and you do some research looking for certain things, they have Passover lasting 7 days, and that is not true. That's not correct. Passover is supposed to be last that evening, the evening only. You're supposed to go and get a flock, get a sheep or a goat from the flock, and kill it at even, and eat it with unleavened bread. Now, one more thing, we do not have to do that now because the Messiah has taken care of that. He made the sacrificial sacrifice when he died for us, okay, to redeem us. So we don't have to kill anything, but we do have to observe it. All right, we do have to eat the Passover on the 14th day at even. All right, with unleavened bread. Unleavened bread lasts for 7 days. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So we don't have to kill nothing now, but that was what they had to do when they were in Egypt before they left. And Passover, anything that was left over that they didn't eat was supposed to be burnt that morning. Okay, you're supposed to burn it by fire that morning, and you still supposed to keep that feast of unleavened bread for 7 days, because leaven takes a while to make. They didn't have time to make it, so they had to leave in haste. They even had to eat the Passover in haste, so they had to leave quick. So understand, it's not 7 day Passover, just one evening, just that evening. And feast of unleavened bread lasts 7 days. Okay, but do not kill nothing. Just get you a nice steak, or you got somebody where you can go and get some lamb chops or something, and just have you a nice little steak dinner and stuff with some bitter herbs, some greens and stuff, But that's how we should celebrate it here in our land of captivity. Let you see a little clearer with on this slide here. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 5 and 6. Verse 5, it says, in the 14th day of the first month at even is Yahuwah's Passover. Abib is the first month of the year. All right. On the 14th day, we're supposed to slay a lamb or goat on the 14th day at even and eat it. All right. And on the 15th day of the same month, we're supposed to eat that Passover with unleavened bread. But we were supposed to eat unleavened bread for 7 days, not just that one night. Passover is just that one day at even. The unleavened bread lasted for the whole 7 days, for 7 days. All right. On the 15th day of the same month, we're supposed to eat unleavened bread. On the 14th day at even, you slay that lamb, and you eat unleavened bread with that lamb, and you eat unleavened bread for 7 days. So the Passover ended that night, that evening. Like Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 1 through 3. And in verse 1 it says, observe the month of Abib, and keep the Passover unto Yahuwah thy Elohah. For the month of Abib, Yahuwah thy Elohah brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. So when he brought him out there by night, it was a full moon. Okay, that's why he picked that 14th day at even, and that 15th day. All right. So either way, I want to make sure I explain to you that Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread is two different occurrences. All right. Same nights, two different things. Verse 2, thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto Yahuwah the Elohah of the flock and of the herd. That means that they had to kill something. He wanted to sacrifice it, slay it. All right. In the place of which Yahuwah shall come to place his name there. So they had to sacrifice a lamb or a goat. All right. This right here is something you had to kill. Verse 2. And verse 3. Check this out. Verse 3. He said, thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. It was the Passover. Okay. It was the Passover. So 7 days shall thou eat unleavened bread therein, even with the bread of affliction. So unleavened bread is bread of affliction. So he wants you to afflict yourself for 7 days with unleavened bread. All right. Now, the sacrifice was just for that night. All right. The Passover, the sacrifice, they were just for that night. But the Feast of Unleavened Bread, it was for 7 days. You eat unleavened bread for 7 days. So I think I said earlier, you just need to get your dairy products out of your house. I didn't mean dairy products. I meant pastries. All right. So I want to clear that up. So make sure we go and check out our bags, our noodles, canned foods, everything real good. Okay. Now let's check back behind ourselves real quick before we go too far. Here our first day, we can look back at the calendar in a minute. Our first day was on the 13th of February, and we had our first Sabbath on the 20th, and we have full moon. All right. What makes it so important that we count our days, because you got 3 days right here to look just alike. Okay. It's by the naked eye, it's hard to tell the difference. That's why it's so important to count our days. We have to count ourselves. Just like up here, these 2 days here, they look just alike, except one has got new written on it. And this day here, the day that the new moon come out, you barely can't see that light. You barely can't see it, but it's there. So that's when we get our first day comes that evening. Okay. Same thing here. When we count our days, we come upon the 14th day. Right here, it's the 14th day at even. So at even, your light is gonna be bright. So you count the next day, boom, it's gonna be your it should be your full moon day. That's when you celebrate your full moon. And like I say, it's also a Sabbath. It just so happened that this month that our Sabbath and full moons come on a Saturday. It will not happen like this every month. It will not happen. You will not see that slit of light come out on Saturday every month. Okay. So it's just for this month, and as the year progresses, we will follow the new moon, and I'll show you the difference. Now, do you get a better understanding now that you see it? What I'm talking about as far as the feast of unleavened bread is here. It starts on this day right here, on which it still is a Sabbath day here also. Okay, so it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The seventh day right here is the last day of feast of unleavened bread. He said to the 21st day at even. Okay, and then the next day is your Sabbath day. Okay, because these days they're still not going to change. New moon is still there. You had to count your Sabbaths. You still got to get your Sabbaths in there. Okay, this day here, your 15th day, feast of unleavened bread, the first day, and the seventh day should be no servile work should be done. You should have a holy convocation, a gathering. I mean, convocation means like coming together, a reading, a gathering. If you look in the Blue Letter Bible and look it up, convocation. So these days are no servile work to be done. You should not go to work those days. Okay. Most Saturdays, some people don't have to work on Saturdays. Sometimes they do. But this day right here, we need to ask to be off that Friday. Okay, that Saturday, following Saturday, the next day, yes, it is a Sabbath day. So we have how many Sabbaths? 1, 2, 3 Sabbaths so far. Okay, and we're gonna run out of room right here, right? If we don't put these up here. So look at it right there, and let's see how we're gonna come with the next one. All right, here we have our fourth Sabbath. Here. We got New Moon Day, 1, 2, 3, 4 Sabbaths. We have our 6 working days. See that Sabbath day after Feast of Unleavened Bread? That's still a Sabbath day. So we're gonna come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 working days right here. All right, 6 working days. Sabbath day at even. At even, you start the Sabbath day. All right. So it's very important that we do not count New Moon Day as a Sabbath day, especially after this day right here. Well, none of them really, because we have to count 7 Sabbaths, all right, to come to our Feast of Weeks, all right. We can't count those moon days. Those moon days are standalone days by themselves. So once we count our 7 Sabbaths, we count one more day, and boom, that is our Feast of Weeks. So we might do an article on that next month when the time comes up. When I got to calculate, see when it's gonna come out. But don't count this as a Sabbath. If you do, you can be wrong, because I'll tell you, Yah is giving us plenty of time to get this stuff straight, and He ain't playing. And that's why I be shaking so bad sometimes when I be doing these calendars. I don't want to be off. I go over these calendars over and over and over, and I try to go in and get the scriptures correct on the dates that I need to. So we cannot make no type of mistakes. A lot of people that have their doctrines, what they do, they count the dark moon, they counting the full moon. And this one guy I saw today, he was counting from sunrise to sunrise. I mean, you go right ahead and do what you got to do, but I'm double checking, and for what I've learned, people, we have to get this stuff right because Yah is giving us plenty of time now to get it right. And whoever don't get it right, it ain't gonna be no excuses. Okay, so let's keep studying on it. And if we in the real, I've heard people saying different things about this calendar here. I mean, if you don't like it, if you don't have to use this calendar. If I can put it to you like this, if I can't help you, I'm not going to hurt you. Okay, if you don't like the calendar, don't use it. Don't push it off on nobody else. But don't try to disturb somebody else because you don't like it. Okay? Cause I've been doing this for over a year now, and every day I go out there every month when I go out to look for the new moon. The slither of light is there. It's there every month. So I must be doing something right. Okay? So I leave it up to y'all to judge. But right now, I'm gonna keep doing this until he tell me I'm doing it wrong, or he tell me to stop. Okay. All right. The last week we have a conjunction week in the sixth week of this calendar here, because we have a 30-day month here. All right. So on the 30th day, which is last week here, it'll be the 14th of March. Okay. So that's still a work day. Hold on, get my pointer out here. This right here is a work day. You just come off of a Sabbath day here on Saturday. This day here is day 30. So it is a work day. Okay. So this here, your slither of light, your new moon, it should come out on the 30th day of the month. All right. Of the first month. See, all of this still the month of Abib. So this is the last day of Abib, our first month. So when we see that light come out that evening, the slither of light, this right here should be the first day of the second month. It should be day one. It's not a work day. It's a new moon day, not a work day. Okay. So we work this day here. Once you work that day, you get off work that evening. You go looking for that slither of light on day 30. All right, and then check your dates on your uh on your Gregorian calendar, and also we're gonna go to moon. We can go to Moon Giant and check that day too to double check behind ourselves. Okay, so we can start our new month here on this week here, the second month. All right. Notice, no, I got second month here, but normally I have a number there as for a work day, but you can't put it there no way. But anyway, so after your new moon, you celebrate your new moon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 working days. So we're out of room. So we just had to go to the next calendar. So so that's what we got. We have no more room. Okay. I want y'all to make a note of something here. In the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 43, verse 7. Because I'm trying to get something to make a lot of sense. If you look here in verse 7, it says, "From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreases in her perfection." All right, none of these moons that you see here are perfect. All right, so these moons right here can't be a sign of feast. It said moon is a sign of feast, a light that decreases in her perfection. Now, as we come down here on this day here, the 26th, it started to look a little better, a little better, a little better. But here it says it is the full moon. And this right here should be fully round. You say it's a light that decreases in her perfection. The sign of feast, a light that decreases in her perfection. That's full moon, and as you look here, you see how the light is waning, going away? So this is your feast day right here. This is your sign of feast here. It's not the dark moon, okay? The dark moon is nothing. It's nothing. And you can't start your month off right here. It's not a new moon. That's halfway done right there. It's just a full moon. So anytime you have any doubt, just go back to that scripture and read it and look at it and come back to Moon Giant and see how much sense it makes. All right, since we've done that section here where our numbers are and days are, I just want to brush up on this side over here real quick. It's pretty much self-explanatory. I try to make it easy to understand, and I try to make it easy to read now because I have a hard time reading it. And this everything over here is pretty much self-explanatory, okay? So it shouldn't be take up a lot of time with that. With the new people, um, if anything you don't know or don't understand about, just hit me in the comment board. It'll be fine. You know, I'll take my time. I'll go over it. And if you want a calendar, just hit me up. Leave your email, and I'll send one right over to you. Okay. One more thing. If anything else y'all want to know any other subject, brother David, um, he's the head of the channel, Maury of Yasharal. He can explain things a whole lot better than I can. He's very well educated in the scriptures, and I advise anybody who wants to know to go there and just learn from his lessons, his teachings. All right. So I want to thank everybody who's been sticking with me, and I appreciate y'all listening today and also in the past. And once again, Happy New Year, Yasharal. Shalom.